What's up, people? Poo, 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 poo. We are back in the building. It's your boy, Matt Marshall. It's Alexis Janae. We here, Start or Bench live. Welcome to the program. It's Start or Bench. It's a Chelsea-themed live stream where we talk about everything that's new and everything that's blue. We got an inflated roster with this beautiful Chelsea team that's beating big teams around the world. And we want to know
big teams.
Yes, we beat big team. We are big team players.
Beating big teams or
beating big team. BBT.
BBT. Yes.
We beat big teams. That's what we do. But we still don't know who our proper starting lineup is. So me and Alexis come here every Friday at 11 to talk to you guys and participate in this interactive survey where we talk about who should be starting for Chelsea and maybe who needs to sit and watch a little bit more. A lot.
Watch the game. About. You know, it's like film, like studying, seeing what's happening.
We're students of the game.
Exactly.
We're ballers. This is what we do. We're ballers and we're true blues. And so we have to talk about it. What's up, Alex? How are you? Happy Thanksgiving, first and foremost. What's up?
Yes. I am ready. I am energized. I had plenty of good food yesterday.
100%.
And I mean, this is like a dream week as a football fan. But more importantly, as a Chelsea fan,
Chelsea
going to play Barcelona and now Arsenal in the same week. This is like dreamland.
I love it. Both at home, both with momentum on our side.
I know.
There's a lot to love. There's 100% a lot to love. We got to get into it. So wait, Barcelona, are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready to jump in. We'll talk about. So this is kind of what we're going to talk about today, guys.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into Barcelona. We want to unpack before this Arsenal game. We've got Declan Rice and Caicedo. We're really going to figure out who's actually going to dominate in this game in the midfield.
Yeah.
Battle of our CDMs. And will Chelsea actually be title contenders? This is huge. And then will our offense be able to break down the Premier League's best defense? I don't want to say that. These are just the facts. But
these are the facts. And this is what we need to figure out. This is what we need to discuss for sure. Homie Joshy in the building. Eric Wiley in the building saying it. W's in the chat after that game. Yes, that game. Let's start there, Alexis.
Yes. Oh my God.
That game. We had a whole starter bench about this. We knew we needed to come out. I think we agreed that we actually, I don't want to say we were the favorites, but we had we were even in the matchup, and we probably were more favored being at home and being where we are. Sorry.
Definitely. I think, oh my gosh. Okay. So I know I was on Maresca's head a bit. I think especially in like the Man United game, the Brighton game, like honestly, what's happening with the lineup, I don't think I could like see his vision. But with this last game, I think I had a better understanding of how he is adapting based on our opposition. I thought it was an incredible lineup, putting 3 pace abusers up top. We've got Garnacho, Neto, and Estevao, which was incredibly smart because Delap nor João are fast enough to cause problems, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They haven't really had great games. So I thought it was really wise to get all 3 of them on the field at the same time. I mean, that was really good.
That was one of our biggest like contentious topics last week. We were trying to figure out like what would be the best winger combination.
Right.
And it's kind of like we can't not have Pedro Neto on the field, but Garnacho and Estevao have been showing.
Exactly.
So they need to play. And so leave it to a team like Barcelona who plays a high line to allow us to use the right players at the right time, for sure. 100%. And
I think like obviously Neto up top isn't something long term, but I think that's a great choice if we have someone that plays a high line, or if we have a team that has slower defenders. That's really wise, which who knows, Maresca might even think of doing that again. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Some highlights as well. Delap got his first goal, which was needed. So, I mean, if you're going to get your
first for Delap.
Barcelona, fantastic. Hopefully this boosts your confidence.
100%.
Cucurella, player of the match.
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
In a masterclass. Like I'm hearing a lot of Barca whining in the chats and everything, talking about Cucurella was fouling and whatnot. And what is his job? His job is to stop the winger. The winger, who also, by the way, is like one of the most highly touted, second in Ballon d'Or contention wingers in the world at just 18. Pocketing Lamine Yamal was what he did, and it was a great feat. It's what he
and their teammates as well. So I'm sure he had an in on like how to really play up against him. But
definitely
is world class. Esteval masterclass, and
Esteval.
Then I know.
Absolutely.
And Fernandez controlling the midfield, I think was
you know I'm critical of Fernandez, and I think that deserves a clap. We need claps up for Enzo Fernandez. You know, again, he's controlling the midfield, playing in what will eventually be Cole Palmer's position when he comes back. So obviously it'll always be a discussion point, but you know, we had a question during the international break, which was like, is Enzo Fernandez a $120 million player? And you know, the fact of the matter is maybe not, but is he one of our best players? Is he top 5 best players on Chelsea? Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and he's proving that, which is really good to see.
Yes.
And then honorable mention for Gusto. I thought he was fantastic. A ton of last-ditch tackles. So honorable mention.
Honorable mention. It is weird, and maybe, you know, maybe it's not worth talking about too much or analyzing too much, but he had some good tackles. He had a tough opponent in an early yellow card. So it seemed like Maresca made a good decision, in my opinion, to move Reece back to his best position at right back, and then throw in my honorable mention, who is Andre Santos. I think he did okay. He got slot in where we wanted to see Romeo Lavia, where we want to see Enzo Fernandez do his best, but he doesn't do the best there. And he did his job second half. He got a goal that was called back. He was paramount in, I believe, Esteval's goal, if not the third goal. And
in Esteval's goal, it was Santos and then Fernandez and then
Santos went and won that tackle. They did a little tiki-taka. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Let's talk about Esteval a little bit more.
Okay. Ooh, give me some. Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk about our golden boy.
We had the commentators say this exact quote. I love it. Young, gifted, and Brazilian, one of football's favorite recipes.
That's what I love.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good and so true. So good. Facts. We got to note that his goal was on his weak foot. It was literally copy and paste what he did
against us.
Palmeiras against us.
100%.
Brilliant. He is the third teenager to get 3 goals in his first 3 UCL starts.
You feel me?
And
the youngest to score in general. He's the youngest, second to Mbappe, I think. To score in the UCL in general.
Which is crazy.
If this isn't golden boy stuff, what is?
And he's got 9 goals for club and country right now.
Yeah.
And now, Chelsea fans, here's a little in on why did he choose someone like Chelsea versus why didn't he choose the other teams? Because a lot of people wanted him. So Esteval chose Chelsea because we were the only team who's flexible with him playing the 10. So at some point, he does actually want that opportunity. And given his footwork and how he scored that goal, I think he's more than capable.
1,000%. And we've seen him feature in the 10 like once or twice, and we've seen those little moments. So, okay, Alexis with the inside information. I love it.
That's just what he told me.
He told me
that last week. So I just figured I'd talk about it.
Obviously, you hit him up after the game. Congratulated him. How's your Portuguese? Must be like spectacular because I know y'all didn't have that combo in English. Y'all didn't have that combo in English.
Okay, so Enzo Fernandez, incredible passes. He had 1 assist, 1 big chance created in that game, and 2 key passes.
Okay, yeah, he did what he needed to do, 100%.
And the weight of his passes and the accuracy was just like high. It was top.
He plays really good balls out of that in that 10 position. He like he dictates. He doesn't like completely dictate the tempo of the game, but like he's able to dictate pace, play the right kind of passes. And maybe that's why we don't see Buenote.
Is honestly a bit nicer than having him deeper with Caicedo.
I think that's the problem. I think Enzo, and this has always been my problem. It's not that he's not a good player. It's that he doesn't fit. That's what I've always said. I think his best position is in a midfield 3 where you have essentially 2 8s running up and down. And unfortunately, that's just not what we play. We play a 10 and then two holding pivots.
Yeah.
That's what we play. And Enzo is not a holding midfielder, and he's not Cole Palmer. He's not our 10. So
pretty much
it's just a fit issue. That's all it is. But I love it.
That is fair.
And with injuries and when we play weaker teams, he will always be that dominant. You know what I mean? He will play that role perfectly. So
and so Delap had his first goal. We know that, but Cole Palmer's back. He's supposed to be available to start.
Yeah. So is it like he's fully available?
Yeah.
So I don't think he's definitely not going to start. Right. We're going to talk about this, but he's definitely not starting yet, right? Like
he's available to start. But honestly, if you're Maresca, so this is what I think is also interesting. So he's available to start. But João Pedro was available to start. He was actually even available to be a sub as well. Yes. And Maresca was able to read the game and understand that we actually don't need him. Even though you're top. So if I'm being completely honest, yeah, Cole Palmer is top. He's definitely not fit. And also to see how we've been doing without him is pretty incredible as well.
It's very impressive. Yeah.
So in all honesty, available to start. I can't see him starting. Yeah. And also I think that would kind of mess with the flow if I'm being honest.
We don't need that. We need to ease you in just like we've been easing Estevao in, to be honest. Like I think here's my my thoughts were we had the ability to bring in João Pedro later in that Barca game and decided not to. And on one hand, it's kind of like, man, is João going to be disappointed? Did he not play that well in the game before? And that's why? Or is it kind of, we're so stacked that we're going to save João for all of Arsenal? Like, I'm thinking he's going to get the full starting role because against a Barcelona and in the Champions League, a player like Estevao has had most of his starts in the Champions League. And that's something I didn't even realize that we have been slow. Garnacho is getting starts in the Premier League. So it's kind of like Maresca understand, and this is kind of back to your original point where it's like, I see what you're doing, Maresca. Like, I see what you're trying to do. Garnacho is Premier League proven to a certain extent. He can start in those games. Estevao, we want to work him into that game. It's kind of physical. We don't want to like upset him or get him injured too early. Let him go golden boy in the Champions League against, Karabag and the Ajaxes of the world and now Barcelona. But at this point,
I think what's interesting is I think some people didn't think Neto was going to actually play in Barcelona. I 100% knew he was because Neto is fit. He is
speed and engine.
He's insanely fit. So he's he's the type of player, he can play 90 minutes on a Monday and then play 90 minutes at the end of the week.
100%.
He's fit. I genuinely think I didn't think he didn't bring on João Pedro to save him, in my opinion. I felt like he wasn't the right profile for the game with what he's been producing, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I didn't think because it's like Neto actually stays high up the field. João Pedro always floats back. So especially with playing down 10 or with playing against a team with 10 men, I didn't think Maresca was going to bring on João because João doesn't press. Delap does press or is starting to. He kicked it on a bit more last game. I think because he saw Mark Yu out press him in the last game. But I thought that decision was simply because I didn't think he was the profile to come on in that game.
And he's not.
Maybe he was saving him for Arsenal. I don't see him. I don't know. I don't know if I see him starting.
Whoa. All right. We got to get into it.
Yeah.
Holy. João Pedro, our top striker, has now been relegated?
I don't think Maresca in a game like Barcelona is like, who am I trying to save for the weekend?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like that per se. I think it was like, these are must wins and we have enough rest to put those players again. No, I think João Pedro's been poor these past couple games.
Wow. Okay, I love it. And to that point, I'm ready to get into it. All right, we got Arsenal on Sunday, the big London derby. Wow, João Pedro has kind of gone from he has to be on the field, whether it's 10 or striker, to maybe he's not starting. We're gonna get to that, but
I mean, when you have Enzo Fernandez playing like how he did in the 10 role, keep him on the field.
Yeah.
And if we have what? Who scored? Did Neto not get a goal who scored against Barcelona?
It was Esteval, Delap.
Well, Neto kind of did. It technically counted as an own goal.
Yeah, it was like an own goal. It was really Cucurella who kind of got credit for that move, but Neto was in there. I also will say Neto scored an offside goal. Enzo Fernandez scored an offside goal. It could have been 6-0 very easily.
Yeah.
High line, we were doing it. Shoot, yeah. Eric Wiley saying, I'm just looking at some of the comments. He said he saw Neto come off the bench for Wolves, immediately stood out. Great having a high octane.
I've always rated
press.
Neto.
Again, Neto he is what he is. Again, he's not going to be a world beater. You know, is he world class? I don't know. Is he definitely like top class? Like, or maybe is he legendary? No, but is he world class? Yes. I don't know. Well, we can kind of get in, but it's kind of clear that he has to be on the field at this point. Sure. And now we can put him on the field and not have João Pedro or even Delap on the field, which is an interesting thing. Guys, if you want to participate, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna have surveys. We're gonna pick the starting lineup that we want to see against Arsenal. So we'll go one by one. If you're on YouTube with us, go ahead in the chat. It's pinned to the chat, or you can look at the instructions down below to join Minty and tighten up. But we got Arsenal versus Chelsea. One of the biggest questions is, will our offense break through their defense? They have the best defense in the league. Have only let in 6 goals this year. You know, on track for kind of reaching Chelsea's record of, I believe it was only 13 goals against, or was it 14 goals against? Something like that. And it's true. It's proven. Yeah. Now, I thought one of the things that would change this was Gabby Margulies getting injured in his international break with Esteval against Brazil, or not against Brazil, with Brazil.
Gabriel.
But we saw Arsenal yesterday pick Bayern apart, right? Or was that Wednesday? I guess that was Wednesday. It's Friday, man. Time is moving. So their defense is still their defense. Mascaras came in and slotted right in. It's going to be tough to break that down.
And I think, if I'm being honest, I think if Maresca decides to kind of go with what we did, that could be a good start, in the sense of, like, if we want to try to turn it on in those first 20 minutes, maybe just repeat that front line, even though I don't think Neto long term should be playing like a false 9 or 9. But if we want to kind of get some momentum, I could see how putting a ton of pace up top could be good to run down Arsenal's defense.
100%. I can also play devil's advocate and say the opposite and say, well, Arsenal don't necessarily play this extreme high line.
True.
They play possession football, and we're gonna suffer, right? We're not.
But maybe Delap up top could actually help as far as his hold up play. He is a bit stronger than João. So Delap up top for his hold up play.
That could be it for sure. And Delap scored, so I could see going. Let's go reverse though first. We obviously know Arsenal's got the best defense in the league, but they also have a high octane offense, and they've scored the most goals in the league as well. With 24 to our, I think we have 23 goals. So we're close. We have a high octane offense as well.
Yeah.
But our biggest issues are defensively. So
for sure. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with Fofana back there. I mean, it felt like, granted, Barcelona was down a man, but like, I think the ratio with like shots on target wasn't much. I think, how many saves did Robert Sanchez even have to make?
Bob Sanchez made one clutch save at the end of the game, which really wasn't worth anything but saving that clean sheet. So he did his thing. But I agree with you. Like, I've been so kind of tentative about Fofana coming back. You've been injured for damn near 3 years. Like, what are you going to provide? Now he's got some games under his belt. Again, credit to our medical staff and credit to Maresca. And now it's looking like it's a worthwhile addition.
Yeah, he should be fit. My only fear for us, when I put potential threats, I was like, Eze, because he's on a hat trick. And I put set pieces. They have 14 goals from set pieces.
That's the biggest thing. And so that kind of brings up that makes even this first survey question the most important. Again, guys, join on through. Go ahead and hit the link in the chat in YouTube, or I'm gonna do this right here with you. You go to minty.com, METI.com, and then type in this code. What is it? 19517858, and come on, join in. My thing is, if we want to prevent getting scored on, Bayern got scored on a set piece, by the way, too. Like this is Arsenal's game.
Yeah.
What center backs are like, and I know we've been a little on the edge about Tosin, but is Tosin better than in the air than Chalobah? Obviously, Fofana's got to start.
Tosin's an absolute nightmare in 1v1 situation. A absolute nightmare liability. He's just so poor in 1v1 defending that I don't even care. I don't even care how good you are aerially. If I can't trust you with that one-on-one defending, Chalobah had a fantastic save. Was it in the Barcelona game or was it over the weekend?
He had a good tackle over the weekend. I mean, Chalobah's solid. We know Chalobah's liable to make mistakes, both defensively, but more so. My issue with Chalobah is when he tries to do a little bit too much and then maybe loses the ball in precarious situations. So
yeah, I think Tosin has great, like he has great vision. You know, he can play those passes that are breaking like a couple lines, but he's just a liability on those 1v1s. And if I'm being honest, Arsenal's front line, we can't afford to have any slip ups in those 1v1s. We can't.
Yeah.
With Eze, no,
Arsenal they also scored two really good goals against Bayern against the run of play. That Martinelli one was crazy. It was a very Martinelli type of goal.
I know, Neuer in no man's land.
Right.
Hilarious.
Like, but I could definitely see a situation where they put Bob Sanchez in that same kind of precarious situation. Again, remember we still have United in our minds, even though we're far past that. We still have United in our minds. I agree with you, Chalobah and Fofana. I'm curious if Badiashile was available, would you think about, again, for set piece help, putting him in instead of Chalobah? Or no, Chalobah Fofana is what it is.
No, Badiashile, not enough games. We're playing Arsenal.
Yeah, we're playing Arsenal.
This is a huge game. Like it really is a must win, especially where we're at with the table. This is huge. I don't want anybody who really isn't fit or has that momentum right now having to get put into this game. Thankfully, it's at the Bridge though.
It's at the Bridge. What about Achampong? We've been so happy with how we've seen him perform, and then we kind of had one weird game, and then he was off, and we haven't seen him since. Is it just he's young and he'll get his chance?
I think it's just he's young in the sense of I was actually fine with him, but when I saw that Maresca wasn't playing him, it reminds me how early on in the season we were like, "What's up with Mark Gu? Why isn't he putting in?" There must be something Maresca sees on the training ground, and he's just like, hey, I think he's a bit too young to be coming into this type of game at least.
Yeah, and Maresca you trust now. You're starting to see his madness, the methods to his madness. Let's move on to wingbacks.
I think I'm learning with him.
We're slowly seeing, I see that there is something there. We're not Graham Pottering. We're not just throwing something out there and trying to figure out it work. So to this point, and I think this will really heavily depend on what will be next, us picking our defensive midfielders. But in terms of wingbacks, obviously against the bigger teams, we have employed the use Malo Gusto on the wing and then put Reece James in the midfield. Are you still solid with this decision?
I think I'm fine with it just because Gusto has so much pace. He really is able to get back for those for when the wingers do get behind. And if James can catch a flow, because there's no denying he's just been okay lately, which it's hey, you're being compared to Timber right now. You might need to back yourself. I don't think he's backed himself these past few games.
Really? Reece hasn't.
Reece hasn't. I don't think.
I got to be honest. And again, this so heavily depends on the midfield. The thing I love about Reece James being in the midfield, because I don't think he's just an excellent center midfielder, but I love that when we have kind of possession in our attacking final third, he's at the top of the box, ready to either swerve in a great pass or even get a shot off. I think that's very dangerous.
He has great ball striking ability.
He has a great ball striking ability.
Yes.
And in those positions where we don't really have anybody to cross to, and again, if we start Delap, then we have two options. We have, Esteval hitting the wing, hitting the line and getting across back in, or we have it recycling around the top and then gives, again, Reece opportunity to get a shot off. I do like that. Oh. However, my vote is to keep Reece in his best position. I don't think Malo Gusto has played better. I agree that Reece has been kind of, I wouldn't say average. He's been above average, but he's been not to the heights that we think as the best right back in the world. But I'm still not seeing players just dribble past Reece either. So I would rather, because of the firepower of Arsenal, we don't know who they're going to start. Maybe Noni Madueke starts on that left side because we saw Trossard get injured in the Champions League match. I think I want Reece James starting on my wing, and then we kind of figure out what happens with our midfield. I think I want my best right back starting in his proper position for this game. That's what I'm going to go with that. And it looks like the chat is agreeing. I think they want to see.
Yeah, but then I don't want to see Enzo Fernandez that deep. I want him up the field. So my thing is, my thing is I want Enzo up the field, actually, especially after last game, seeing the vision he's creating, which is very similar to Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
And he's already fit right now. So my thing is, sure, if we do put James there, I still want Fernandez up the field, and I don't necessarily want Caicedo and Santos in this Arsenal game.
Now we've done Caicedo and Gusto too. I thought actually that's how we were going to start off with Barcelona, but it ended up being Reece in the middle. So you're right. It's almost like, for me, and again we'll get to the midfield, but it's almost like Caicedo is so good that Caicedo at 100% and Santos kind of not 60% is better. With Reece at 100% on the right side is better than Reece in the midfield and then Gusto and so it's something to think about. But let's keep it moving. We got the other topic, which is the biggest topic of today, I think. Declan versus Rice. We finally get a Rice and Caicedo true, apples to apples comparison this week.
I love it.
Yeah, it's important.
Fun fact: Rice actually played for Chelsea at age 7, and he was released at 14. So he will be playing against his old club.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Okay. Dex is a blue.
I know, he is a blue.
That's crazy. We've heard this before. We've heard it in debates, internet debates. Obviously, we're biased a little bit, but the fact of the matter is, I think they're different players. I think Rice is more of an 8 on his team versus Caicedo literally is, he mops up everything. He is our 6. But also Caicedo's got goals this year. I think Caicedo has 1 goal fewer than Rice does, or 2 goals fewer. So they are comparable. Who do you think wins this midfield battle? And do you think this midfield battle has to be won to win this game?
In all honesty, I think Declan's only threat is the fact that he will probably shoot more than Caicedo. Caicedo shoots when there's like no other option. Caicedo shoots when there's no other options. You saw it in the Liverpool goal. He's dribbling, he's dribbling some more, has enough time to do a fake shot and then shoots. Like Caicedo shoots really when we need it. I think Declan will just look for those opportunities. But no, I think Caicedo hands down is going to get Declan on the floor. He's going to be tackling. I do not see Declan Rice putting in those tackles. And usually when there is the debate between the two, everybody can agree that Caicedo is the best at what he does, which is tackling. And I would say Declan Rice, I don't know. It's kind of interesting that we do compare the two, because I think Declan Rice is far better technically, but also what do you want? Are you looking for your CDM to be really good technically, or are you looking for them to make tackles and key passes?
This goes back to them being set piece FC. I think the only time I'm picking Rice over Caicedo in anything is when he's on the dead ball. And quite frankly, that is dangerous to us. But I think in the run of play, if Caicedo does exactly what he did against Fermin and all those guys in the midfield in Barcelona, wins those tackles, Declan's going to have Declan might not want to go forward.
Right. He might have to release the ball a bit quicker versus carrying it up. Because if he carries it up, I already see Caicedo just tackling him for sure.
So will this game end the debate? I don't want to hear no nonsense.
I think it will. I totally think it will.
Yeah, I want to see it. So center defensive midfielders for everybody. Who are y'all picking? And again, I think we settled on Reece on the right back for now.
Well, I put him in the
middle. You want Reece in the middle, shore it up.
Just because I would rather take if we're looking for our right back to kind of just, tackle and really work well defensively, then I'll just take Gusto. I would rather have a better ball distributor in the middle, which I think James is capable of that as well. I think Gusto can apply kind of the same that James can defensively. He doesn't have that same IQ balls, but I do think Gusto can provide the same that James can defensively. But obviously what makes James so special is his IQ and vision to play those balls across field, and he can strike composure. So for me, I'll take that in the middle and just have Gusto handle the defense stuff.
I think to that point, the midfield battle being one is going to be very important. And one thing that shifts my mentality, because again, I do want my best right back in his natural position, but do I want Andre Santos to start? And I think I'd rather Malo Gusto start at right back than Andre Santos start at midfield.
Those are my
to that point, I'm with you on that.
Those are my thoughts. But of course, yes, that is James' best position. We know this.
Yeah.
But like until we get Cole Palmer back and things like that, I think it's just better like this.
We got Wiley. He asked, who is our right back going up against? And that's a great question. It could be Martinelli. It could be Madueke. Doesn't seem like Trossard will be ready. I mean, you know, Odegaard is healthy, so it could be Odegaard starting at the 10 and Eze on the left. Yeah. I don't know if they would do that. I think Odegaard's race is running as that starting starting number 10.
They're kind of doing fine without you. I don't think it's the same impact of like Palmer being out for us as it is.
1,000, right. We are like duct taping and gluing. We're, you know, Enzo Fernandez, Joao Pedro, but they are like, wait, we got Eze now. Like, so to that point, I think Malo Gusto would revel in the opportunity to go up against Noni Madueke.
Right.
Like that would be an interesting battle. So yeah, to that point, I'm good with, you're right. I've now switched back. I knew it would depend on our center midfields, and I'm with you. I think Reece needs to start with Caicedo as our defensive midfielders, which then brings this. Enzo Fernandez has to start now, huh? He has to.
Yeah, he's done enough. Honestly, with these big games, with Barcelona, I'm like, oh, okay, shoot.
I see it. Yeah.
Like, I totally see it. Now just stay consistent.
Yeah.
I see it. We see your quality. Stay consistent. And that's what Caicedo's done within this past year is he's been consistent. Because the first year when he came, we're like, this is what we paid for.
Yeah.
He only got that goal in the last game of the season. We're like, who exactly is this? Right. But he's just been so consistent. So now, Enzo, we see it. We do need consistency, or you're gonna get that same banter of like, huh?
You'll have it for the rest of your career at Chelsea. Unless we switch our formation, it's still gonna be
Chelsea tattoo, you know.
Yeah, oh, he does. He's proper Chelsea.
He
also has a tattoo that is just straight black. I don't know.
I know. So maybe if Chelsea doesn't work, you know, just
he just blacks it all out.
Just black it out.
But I think the biggest part of this survey right here is just the thought process. I don't know how many people have voted, but it's like that Joao Pedro has really kind of fallen off, and that's what happens during during a season of a player. Like you go through different bouts of form. I want to see him get his form back,
and this is the demand. So this is what makes a top player top. Is it's like you are playing this many games and not dropping off.
Yeah,
I think the games are getting to him and he's starting to drop off. So this is showing like, hey, where are you? Are you a squad player? Or are you a starter? And it's like you're dropping off a bit, so it's turning into squad player.
And that's why we have starter bench, Alexis, because you can't just be a starter forever. It's not going to work like that. You got to come and compete and perform. All right, that brings us to this question. The big one, around this time, I think it was a little bit further. We were already in December. Yeah. But we were in second place last year. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie, it felt a lot different. Remember, we lost to City, and then we went on a streak. And it was like, wait a minute, like, are we fire? This year feels a little different. Like we had some trouble at first and then we kind of found it, but it seems like we're like massaging our people. Maresca told us and told the world that we're not in the title race last year.
Yep.
It's this year. Things are a little bit different. Are we in the title race?
100%. I think, well, because now we're in the Champions League this year and we had the FIFA Club World Cup. I think those were two telling things for him of like he's seeing his squad be able to beat PSG and Barcelona. So I'm hoping he's got a little bit more trust like, oh, if we're able to compete against these teams, then why shouldn't we be in the title race?
And I agree with you.
My hopes is what he's thinking, because I understand when we hadn't played teams like that of like, you know, we're still figuring things out, but it's like, 3-0, 2-3-0 wins against the top teams.
Against top teams. And don't forget, I don't think it can be understated, no matter how bad they're playing, but we also got to win against Liverpool. You know, like
exactly. These are,
and I think the title race comes down to consistency. Arsenal have by far been the most consistent. We've seen City pop up and go down and look scary at times and then look kind of mud. We have been consistent. This is a tighter game than people expect. Obviously, Arsenal are kind of right now the gold standard in the Premier League. But I think this match is super important because we can also show the rest of the league that Arsenal are penetrable. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's even more important. Like, even more important than a win, I hope we play well enough that Arsenal become the Arsenal we know once February, March roll around. You know, again, we're still in the first.
Speaking of the Arsenal we know, this is fun. Okay, so if we can win, this puts us in a position to be the 8th team that's been able to recover from being 6 points behind to potentially win a title. There's only been 7 teams to do it. So if we can win this game, that puts us in a better position. And also, only 6 teams have actually been 6 points plus ahead at match week 12 and won a trophy. So Arsenal right now being this ahead, there's only been 6 teams ever to actually hold that and win.
Wow. That's a stat. That is a stat, especially for a team like Arsenal. That is a stat, Alexis.
But hear me out. Arsenal, after leading for virtually a whole season, are the most team to fail to win a title.
Where's my bottles? I had a bottle somewhere. I just wanted to
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. It's crazy, but not really surprising. Like,
so that's why for me, I mean, okay, Arsenal, cool, you're 6 points ahead. I still don't believe you're going to win. Clearly, I mean, the facts are here.
You got stats to prove it.
You guys actually are the team that has led the most and still fumbled the bag. Like, maybe they should get a trophy for that.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, second place FC, set piece, second place FC. I'm here for it. And I'm here for all that banter too, because like we're hearing a lot of talk. And again, Arsenal look consistent. They just smacked up Bayern, but like we just smacked up Barca. What are we talking about here? It's nothing different.
Really good.
I hope we go into this with a lot of confidence. I want to hear your thought on how important this match is. Is this kind of like, it's cool, like, you know, it's not end all be all, but like this could be a big statement? Or
I heard a commentator say this, and I don't know how I feel about it, especially because they bottle things. But they felt like if Arsenal win this game, that they're going to win the league and win for years to come. Like, they think this is the
like the bubble year that they finally get it.
Exactly.
And now it's a dynasty.
That's what they think. They think it might be like a Man City flow. I think this game is really important because we do not want a 9-point gap. We don't even want a tie. We don't even want the same gap. We really need to close the gap because we've had games like a Sunderland and a Brighton and a Man United. Like we have to. So for us, this is a must win because a 9-point gap is very, very hard.
So hard. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Well, we've got wingers that are absolutely balling. We talked about Esteval. We've had a lot of conversations about Alejandro, and we just talked earlier about how important Pedro Neto is. We've got 2 wingers to start. Pick 2. What do you think?
I'm going Garnacho and Esteval.
Hey, Barcelona lineup. Okay.
Yeah, Esteval, I think for me, I saw his ability to weave through the box, and I thought that was really impressive. And you're not seeing that with many wingers right now, for sure, in the Premier League. And I think that's what makes him special is I'm actually going to take on like 3 players and then score.
Yeah. And we're seeing that now on both sides of the wing. Like they're just a little bit more ambitious than Pedro Neto. I think this heavily, much like our wing backs heavily depend on our center midfield choices, I think these wingers heavily depend on our striker choice. And kind of to the earlier point, I don't think we're going to get a lot of joy, the same kind of joy we got against Barcelona, trying to counterattack and get in behind them because Arsenal are just better defensively. So I do think we need a Liam Delap or a João Pedro up top. to kind of provide us with something that holds us and allows us to advance the play. So for that, I'm gonna leave Garnacho on the bench for me, and I'm gonna go with Esteval is on fire. You got to play him, and Neto, like you said, is consummate.
Okay.
And then we can think about bringing Garnacho kind of 65, 70.
I see what you're saying, because
you know what I mean?
The only way we'd get all three of them on the field is if Neto played up top, but that doesn't make sense for him, especially against like someone like Saliba. We want someone who can go like body for body.
We need somebody to upset and yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Delap is that guy. That'll be the next question. I'm not sure
I think
Delap
probably
can do
more
that.
so than Pedro, in my opinion. I do think Delap is stronger.
Wow. We have already
I think like, I mean, you can even see Delap. I feel like he's got more mass than Pedro.
No, he's a big guy, and also to your point, like he presses more, he bothers center backs more, and I think that's a
Pedro's just gonna want to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric Wiley has jumped in. He says, "Who's the defense that we're facing on the Arsenal side?" And most likely, the center backs that our striker would be facing is Mosquera and William Saliba. Still I mean, William Saliba is still probably a top 5 center back in the Premier League, if not the world.
And then likely in their back line, you're going to get Timber on the right and either Calafiori or
Lewis Skelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though that is I mean, Arsenal's defense is great for a reason. Like they have a good back line. I also saw them bring on Ben White. And obviously they brought on Calafiori. Calafiori looked awesome when he came on against Bayern 2 days ago.
Great.
So they have a lot. We need to run them ragged. So I do think
their defense is the best, but I think our offense is way better.
I think our offense is better. So to your point, it is going to be kind of offense versus defense.
Yeah.
Again, if you're including set pieces in their offense, it gets a little tricky though.
True.
And that's the only thing I have to think about. My vote is to go with Liam Delap. He scored a goal.
Yeah, he might have some momentum right now.
The one thing I'm sad about, and maybe I shouldn't be sad about this might be better for us against the Sunderlands and the Bournemouths of the world, where we would drop points ordinarily. What if we have João Pedro become the man against them? You know what I mean? And then hopefully that'll get his confidence up, and maybe we can figure out ways to work him back. We're still trying to find our best format. We still don't have Cole Palmer,
I just think, like, genuinely, when I was looking at the Barcelona game and saw that he didn't come on as a sub, that led me to think, like, he's just not in the best form. Yeah. Maybe he was resting. And with Maresca, you really never know. Because we always get so surprised by the starting lineup. We're always off by, like, one player or something like that.
Yeah. Let me say it this way. I do think if we don't see João Pedro at all this weekend, that is a very telling sign. 100%. And I don't know if I'm quite ready for that. I hope we see him, whether he's starting or he comes off the bench early in the second half. But to be honest, and we've talked about this, the man has not been productive. And I'm not just talking about from a striker standpoint in the goals category, even though he has the most goals on our team. I'm just talking about when you see him on the field, you see some flicks and some 1-2s, and you're like, damn, he's such a good player, but he's not producing anything for us.
Didn't you share with me a couple weeks ago that stat, like players who have lost the ball?
The most in the league. João Pedro is top 5 and ball possession loss. In the league.
And I have been seeing it as of lately, which tells me, okay, maybe he's not in form. Also, maybe he's not 100% fit. Supposedly he's been playing with a knock as well.
Yeah.
So I think Delap, he's got some momentum. I need to see something. I need to see some shots on goal if you're going to start on Arsenal.
Facts. And that's what I want. So I'm just bringing this to our attention just to kind of show a full picture of the lineup we built. Obviously, we have Robert Sanchez back in goal, so we'll see that. But this is the lineup that started against Barcelona.
Okay.
And it seems like, according to our thoughts, we're only making maybe 2 changes, and that would be to start Delap and sit Garnacho and throw Neto over on that wing. Are you okay with this lineup?
I also wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start Esteval. I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't actually sound crazy. It's what he's been doing. Esteval has done.
Yeah, even though I totally think he should start, now I'm kind of like on board. I'm seeing the vision a bit. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does Garnacho and Neto and then brings on Esteval a little bit later.
I think you're calling it. I think we're going to see Garnacho, Neto, Fernandez. And
It's either going to be Delap or Joao up top,
yeah.
Fernandez right under, and then Garnacho and Neto. It's either going to be Garnacho and Neto or I don't know.
So again, us on starter bench, we're starting Esteval and Garnacho. It's a fact. Even the audience who voted are interested in that. But it is funny, and we're going to call it right now. Most likely knowing starting to understand what Maresca has been doing this year, it seems like he is protecting Esteval from the Prim a little bit. And to that point, after such a great game against Barcelona, he's not going to bring him immediately as a starter. He'll bring him
I can't see him not playing Neto. I just can't see it. I think he may not start Esteval just because, I mean, I'm not saying Barcelona isn't a big game, but because this is a bigger game and he might just want someone who's a bit more seasoned within the Premier League, if I'm being honest.
So this might be the lineup.
I don't think he shouldn't play. I just think the Premier League is just a different beast.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I also don't think the Liam Delap Joao Pedro is actually harder for me. Even as I type his name and try to put him up top, it just doesn't. I think Joao Pedro might start. If we're looking at what we think Maresca is going to do, I think Pedro's starting over Delap, despite Delap scoring.
The only reason I don't think he will is I think he drops too low. And I definitely think
he just clutters us. Yeah.
We need Delap on Saliba up top.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Predictions. What are we thinking? Go ahead and stand on some business.
2-0.
2-0 Chelsea.
Or 2-1.
2-1 to Chelsea. I love it. I love it. Anybody in the chat, if you guys want to throw your predictions out there, go ahead right now. We're going to get out of here very soon. This is a huge game, not just for us, not just for Arsenal, but for the Premier League, I think.
If we can come away with this win, you know what the headline's going to be? Chelsea mop Barcelona and Arsenal.
Chelsea are that good.
Yeah.
Hold your phone, people.
Bring out the Chelsea popcorn. Are that club.
We really are that club. We already are that club, but I
just love when the other opponents and the managers are like, this is a fantastic team. Like they see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Odds we'll see Cole Palmer at all against Arsenal this weekend.
I think we will.
Ooh. Yeah. Off the bench. We're going to see him come in.
Yeah, 60th, 70th, because they can't even play a certain amount. So
he shouldn't be able. Yeah, 70th, maybe 80th. I just think it might be strange again, it depends on how the game goes, but is this the game you want to throw him in with his, I don't know if he's got like a toe. I saw something that they built a specific shoe for him so that he can stabilize his toe. I don't know. We're going to see.
Which is crazy.
That is crazy. But the man hasn't been playing. I will say, compared to last year, I'd much rather this where we're doing well and we don't have Cole Palmer on the front end, and then we can prepare for some Cole Palmer on the back end. That's what we want to see.
I did see a post. It was like the biggest upgrade, and it was like from Madueke to Esteval, and it's like, yeah, that's a pretty good upgrade.
I'm curious to see if that narrative reigns in this too. There is a lot of. I was gonna put this up here, but I didn't want to like caulk it up with a bunch of BS takes, but like Havertz versus having like a Delap or Joao Pedro. Mm-hmm. Who else does Arsenal have? Obviously Madueke. Like are they getting our rejects, or are our upgrades better than their upgrades? I guess is a question. And outside of Eze, I would say our upgrades are better. So we're gonna see. We got a big game Sunday, 8:30. I'm gonna be going live for anybody here. We'll go live stream, so make sure to tap in. I cannot wait to talk and download with Alexis after this game. Starter bench live here, guys. Fridays, 11 a.m. PST. Come tap in with us. And one more. Come on, you Blues. Come on, you Blues. Alexis, we got a big game. I can't wait. Can't wait to be talking to you about it. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody who's tapped in, everybody who's commenting. Again, we do this every Fridays at 11 in Pacific time. Make sure you tap in. Come tap in again also on our Instagram page. It is Start or Bench CFC. You'll find us there. You'll find us talking, chatting, doing all that. All the bets.
I'll show it too.
Oh, yeah. Show that page. That beautiful page we're building. We're Chelsea fans, we're ballers, and we're always giving you what's new and what's
blue.
There it is. All right, Alexis, have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Welcome to December. We will see. Well, we're not there yet, but we're coming.
Pretty much, yeah.
I know, pretty much.
Okay.
We're here.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Bye. We'll see you soon. Peace.